And the Canes ready to kick it away first. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. Guys, let's look big picture at Florida State. Big moment in recruiting last week. 4-star defensive back gives a verbal commitment. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Obviously, the adjustment of speed is a big deal, but that's why you go get a 4-star guy like this. I mean, he's got speed. You play so many DBs at one time. This is a position I feel like you can transition to college really well. The expectations for him are going to be high.
They'll go right back to the run. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
And I think that's really the key to this football team. You saw it last week, man. Everything kind of falls into place when he gets the football and the ground game gets going. And I think when you play a rivalry game with emotion, with passion, like settle everybody in, run the football, and be more physical.
Didn't take long to need a clutch play on the opening drive. It's 3rd and 7. Looking to throw, it's Daniels. Gets it out fast. Gets it up to the 35-yard line before going out of bounds.
Hey, man, that's a frustrating end to that play. And I say that, man, because you need to give me everything you have. Like, I can't run out of bounds. I got a chance to maybe get the first down, lower my shoulder, be physical. My team needs a couple more yards to get the first down, and dude chose to run out of bounds.
And the Seminoles send out the punt unit. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return. Running inside, it's Fletcher. He'll push his way out to the 38, pickup of 3.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Makes a grab and room to run. Look at that toughness, just running through everybody. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
You might just think that dude's a power back, but what a great job coming out of the backfield, become a wide receiver, and then guess what? When he gets in the open field, that's not a lot of fun to try to bring to the ground. That's a big boy.
They'll snap this one from the 42. It's 1st and 10. Here's Mensah to throw. Makes the grab. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
We know this defense loves to play a lot of zone coverage, so you're seeing this offense now attacking that. They're letting the receivers find the soft spots in the zones so they can advance the football.
And the Canes have it with a 1st and 10. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Fletcher. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. They'll send the back in motion. Mensah. Working that wide receiver screen. Gets him down at the 30 after a 15-yard pickup. They are threatening, and they have a first down.
And for the majority of the offseason, we thought Mensah was going to be starting for Duke. And the offseason saga that happened, obviously, a lot went into it. But here's what you know about Miami quarterbacks in recent history. Cam Ward, the #1 pick. Carson Beck, a lot of experience coming in. Now Darren Mensah comes in. Miami finds the guy. They have to have that spot covered. And Palmer, they got a really good one.
They have been able to reload. And for anybody that didn't know Darren Mensah and where he started, just look back to his film just 2 years ago at Tulane when he's absolutely lighting up for the American, wins an ACC championship at Duke, and now filling in for Carson Beck and a team that just went to a national championship. But this is a guy with tons of talent, and they think there will be no drop-off at the QB spot. They've got their eyes set on taking one step further this time to win it all.
Throwing, Mensah. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricane. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum is always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So it's a 73-yard touchdown drive. Looks like he's going to try to return it. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Seminoles offense comes out ready to get this drive started. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Going to the running game. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20. These two have storied traditions in the history of the sport, but in the not-too-distant past, Miami actually considered giving up football, and Florida State was an afterthought.
You know, a lot of people forget back in the day when Miami was in the Big East, right? Florida State was in the ACC. This was kind of an interconference battle every time they played, but no doubt, David, this game just holds so much more significance to both programs.
Both in the state of Florida, Florida State, Miami, the uniforms are so great, the lineage, the history of the players, so it does. It feels like this rivalry's been playing a lot longer than since 1951.
Right back to the well. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. Looking for a man. It's Daniels. Fires to the tight end. And that's not going to be a first down. He stopped just millimeters away from moving the chains. They were counting on making a few yards after the catch on third down. Instead, they're staring at fourth.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you trust your guy. You throw it to him and you say, I can make somebody miss or lower my shoulder and get to the sticks. The defense had none of that. Nice job tackling. Nice job forcing the fourth down.
And they'll just down it right there.
Dude, how about that boom? I mean, you talk about power. That dude just booted that thing halfway across the field, completely flipping the field position and getting it down inside the 10. That is a nice job by that punter.
The goalpost breathing down their neck as they're backed up in their own end, starting to drive from their own one. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. He'll get rid of it. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
Now facing 2nd and 10 from their own one, and the defense frothing to keep them bottled up. Wants to adjust the pattern. From his end zone, needs to be careful here. Lofts one deep down the right side. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
And I love that play call. I love when you're backed up in your own territory, forcing them to defend the whole field. But here's the problem. When you go aggressive twice in a row and you throw 2 incompletions, now 3rd and long, out of your own end zone, like this is just, don't make that big mistake. Don't hold on to that football too long. Don't turn it over. You got to be smart on this third down.
Darian Mensah from the gun on third down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Picked off. A rare misread and mistake from this quarterback. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Florida State. The defense does the work itself with a pick 6. What a play by this defense with a pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And the extra point is good. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. The run inside. It's Fletcher. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Here's Mensah to throw. Hauls it in. Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Darian Mensah from the gun on third down. He's got his man, makes the grab. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
And the Hurricanes will snap it on 1st and 10. Mensah. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
The Hurricanes with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Here comes the heat. He's on the move. He's knocked down, short game, maybe a pickup of 3. That defense rallied to the ball in a hurry.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Now we get a timeout taken by the Seminoles. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Now facing a 3rd and long. Quarterback making adjustments. Darian Mensah from the gun on 3rd down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that. You can show your exotic looks. You can get the pass rush going. Everybody on the back end expecting throw. And that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
He'll field the punt and look for room. Guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. They'll go back to work trying to get something going after a couple of punts the first 2 times they've had it. Wide receiver going in motion. Dropping back, it's Daniels. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Fires to the middle. It's picked off, and that's number 10. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And what a great job by the defense that time. Cover 1, man coverage, and you just see how everybody was impressed. When you press receivers, you disrupt their timing. You get your hands on them at the line of scrimmage, you jam them, and it completely disrupts the quarterback and his thought process. And that time, that was a big reason that ball got INT.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He was in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Quarterback may change this route. Motion from the wideout. Throwing, Mensah. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. Right down the gut of the field. Touchdown, Seminoles. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
It's really hard as a quarterback because you got your eyes downfield. You're trying to find an open guy. You're trying to negotiate the rush, and all of a sudden people are swatting at the ball. They hit you. They knock it out. Got to do a better job next time of keeping 2 hands on the ball so you don't get it scooped and scored like what happened right there.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. That is a defensive player's dream. Ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, one with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. He'll bring it out. It's Lyle. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Makes the grab. And makes the tackle at the 23 after he got 10.
When you play zone coverage, you got a wide receiver that's a beast. It becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to throw on first down. He'll take a deep shot here. Upstairs, he's got it.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really great effort, really good concentration, and that is how you make your quarterback look really good.
They just dialed up one big play. Let's see if they've got another one on 1st and 10 from the 35. Reads it, fires complete. Finds a crease at the 20. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Canes!
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the...
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. They've really got this offense humming. Just the 4th play of the drive, and it's 1st and goal. Here's Mensah to throw. They'll run the screen. No siree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
You know, this happens sometimes in football. You forget which direction you're going, and you got to be reminded you were going the wrong direction. Come on, man. We got to catch that thing. We got to get north-south and go make a play, get closer to the end zone, not start dancing and going the wrong way.
Motion from the back. Looking to throw again. Fires to the wideout. Touchdown, Miami! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And I like this offense. They didn't panic. A lot of times you see offenses panic and want to get back in it when they're down really quickly, and they forced the issue. They stayed patient. They stayed within themselves, and we're an extra point away from being a tied football game.
Extra point here will tie the game. The kick is good, but the penalty flag indicates we've got a roughing the kicker call coming. That was a reckless hit by the defender. The kickers are in a vulnerable spot, and they have to protect them. Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. give to the single back. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. They go to the ground. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The Seminoles come to the line needing just inches for the first down. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Finds enough room to get it up to the 44 before he's knocked out of bounds.
Listen, at this point, the end of the first half, you're trying to generate some points. First downs are the most important thing. So a really good job there converting on that third. I love the decision by the quarterback. You kind of wonder, though, are they going to want to be a bit more aggressive and maybe start taking some more shots and attack?
The Noles come to the line with a new set of downs. Back to throw, it's Daniels. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Makes the grab. And he delivers the stiff arm for a solid pickup on the play. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. They'll try to get it through the air. Got his man. Goes down immediately, but that's just what they needed. It'll be a first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking downfield on first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Defense couldn't quite hold its water, and it'll be 5 free yards for the O. Here comes the offense on first down. He'll pull it on the read. But nowhere to go. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. And the Noles come to the line in the hurry-up. Back to throw, it's Daniels. Pulls it in. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. FSU calling its 2nd timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. down and 1, and they'll go for it. Hauls it in, the first down and more. And he'll go out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they've got it right on the doorstep.
Well, to heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down. But they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
The Seminoles trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Snapped it in the shotgun. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense trying to take it back. Inside the 40, the 40, at the 30. He's at the 20. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business.
And that is a play the big fella is never going to forget. Johnny on the spot. He's able to scoop up the phone. And there was just green grass out ahead of him, and the big fella rumbling and stumbling as far as his legs would take him.
So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. So it's 1st down, but with just a few seconds, they'll try to put up a 3 before halftime. From the left hash, and this distance ought to make that angle pretty easy to handle. Didn't make them sweat at all. It's good. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead.
And I like this offense. They didn't get conservative. They stayed aggressive to go try to get points, and they get rewarded, and they take the lead and the momentum going into the half.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gents, the cream is rising to the top here 7 weeks in. Let's take a look at today's action. Let's begin with a look at Virginia taking on the number 11 team, the SMU Mustangs. And it's the Cavaliers able to escape with a 3-point victory. Talk about an upset. And it moves their mark to 6-1 as they continue to play awfully well here in the season's first half.
Miami's offense comes out ready to go to work. They start this 3rd quarter with the lead, but they might want to think about shoring up that protection.
Yeah, the good news is you're leading on the score.
Oh, he's got some space.
Here now some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
And that's what the offense wants. They want to see you in man coverage, and they want to throw those slants, use those wide receivers and their big bodies to catch the football. Elite coverage. Great job being glued to your guy and being physical when he caught it. When he catches the football, I've got to immediately impact him so he can't catch it. That's how it's done.
He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
4th down and 1, and they'll go for it. Off the RPO, throw right, looking for the chains. Breaks, got some room, headed to the goal line. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricane.
Man, this guy is an elite tight end. This guy is a dude. He keeps making plays like this. We're going to start comparing him to Brock Bowers and Kyle Pitts. The run after the catch, the big body, the athletic ability. He has it all.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish it up with the final 30 yards coming courtesy of that touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's Singleton. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. So this second half didn't exactly start the way they had hoped on defense, and now the offense will try to answer with a score of its own. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Handoff from the shotgun. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Zings it complete to the right. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
It has not been a banner performance so far by this offense. Here in the second half, they need more plays like that. That's a good sign, but you got to be able to put those plays back to back now. Really nice job early in the drive coming up with a big one in your own end. But now you've got to be able to string some of those along now and score some more points.
Leaves it with the back. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5. The Seminoles racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going.
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. You see a defensive lineman come up with a play like that, make the sack, they start building some momentum to impose their will up front.
Man, there ain't nothing better than getting a stack. That's what you keep track of on defensive line. You're like, yeah, I already got one. You start keeping a tally of how many you can get. That's what you dream about. You dream about getting to the quarterback. Yes, tackles are nice, but I want sacks. I want that QB on the ground.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Even after that penalty, the defense can still get after them on a 3rd and long. To the air, it's Daniels. Under fire. Complete to the left. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
And I really love the idea of this guy running crossing routes, right, guys? He's got the speed to separate from defenders, but if you could put it out in front of him on the run, he's going to catch that thing and turn it up, and you saw all the yards after catch on that one. That was a big-time play, really nice play design for a guy with tremendous speed.
And the Seminoles will line it up on 1st and 10. Handoff from the gun. Here's a little room there. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State.
Anytime you've got a successful run play on the ground, you've got to have great blocking up front. The offensive line, receivers, everybody doing their job. And that helped lead to the home run.
And the extra point splits the uprights. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. They'll start on the ground with Brown. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain. No harm, no foul.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Mensah. He'll loft one deep down the left side. Makes a deep grab. And that's where he'll go down. An explosive play moves the sticks. You get a guy who can do that on the outside and is sort of in the DNA of Miami's program.
Yeah, just speed. Those are guys that put fear in you. Those are the track stars. The Sunshine State produces so many of them. Those guys can absolutely fly.
It's one thing to get that huge play. Now you got to cash it in with 6. 1st and 10 from the 24. Caught in the backfield. It's Fletcher. Jumped on top of the pile.
Well, there was really nowhere to go for the quarterback with that football. He's just trying to check it down to his running back, and the defense was there, and they made the play.
So now it's 2nd and long. They'll move the wide receiver. Throwing, Mensah. He's got him. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
Really nice job responding by the offense here. They watched the opponent go down the field and score a touchdown on that last drive. And you can see the quarterback there in the commercial break. He's telling his guys, let's go. We're going to go get this one. Everybody lock in. And that's what you're seeing on this drive. Doing a really, really nice job. They look confident. They're trying to score a touchdown themselves.
They'll run it. It's Fletcher. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hand, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
Looking to fire. Stepping to the right. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
This is the most annoying thing in the world for a defense, is when you start to play all these plays and all these pass concepts and routes, and then you let the quarterback get outside the pocket, and he takes off, and he gets a first down. Like, so much to defend. That is the hardest thing to defend, because you don't know where it's going to happen on the...
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Canes.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Fielded in the end zone. It's Singleton. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Ran through the tackle, and he's got room to run. Oh, a lot of space. The 20. He's at the 10. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. To the air, it's Daniels. Fires to the tight end. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They'll run it here on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Knowles! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. The Seminoles back in the lead.
Hey, man, I don't know what they talked about at the half, man, but this team is rolling, doing an unbelievable job getting the football, putting it in the end zone again. And how about the defense doing their job, Palmer? Momentum is crazy in college football, but here in the second half, they've come out and seized it.
Yeah, this has been a master class in complementary football. Offense doing their job, the defense getting off the field, giving it back to the offense, everything going their way, and you're right. In college football, we see momentum shifts all the time. All of the momentum, all of the good juju right now, clearly on their side.
The Canes offense comes onto the field looking to put together a drive. That last score the defense allowed made it a one-possession game, and there is plenty of pressure to have a productive drive here. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
Well, you got to give this offense a ton of credit because normally they've got the lead because of this running back. Today, it's actually despite him. They really haven't gotten the production out of him that they expect week in, week out. You got to give the defense credit for that. But other guys on offense have been able to step up enough to make the plays necessary to give them the lead.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Got it in the middle, it's Vaughn. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Quickly complete. Turning it on. That'll be enough for a 1st down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the 4th quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue to get the football thrown his way.
The Canes getting set on 1st and 10. He might want another play. Running inside. It's Fletcher.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back. He's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
There's a reason you drag the record books to the recycle bin in a rivalry game. Upsets, and we've got one looming. Here's Mensah to throw. And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed. Just a small return, but a big play as they have it now at the 45.
Dude, talk about having to have it. We needed to force the turnover. We had to get the football back. They're in such a good position to run out the clock, try to win. No, sir. Our ball, 1st down.
Give to the single back. He'll step out of bounds just short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49 after a good pickup on that play. If you can't win it all, you might as well try to ruin things instincts for your rival, and that's exactly what we've got working here. Picks up the first down. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30. There's a reason you drag the record books to the recycle bin in a rivalry game. Upsets, and we've got one looming. They'll go to the ground. 9-yard pickup on the play. It's now 2nd and 1.
And maybe the big fella can jumpstart this offense a little bit. They got to get some points, and he's that big physical guy, breaking some tackles, making some plays. Here in the fourth quarter, they're going to need it.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. Leaves it with the back. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
That's great awareness by the running back, understanding where the first down marker is and doing whatever it takes to get it.
Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Right back to the well. Could be an alley. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. They'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. It's 1st and 5. Looking downfield, it's Daniels. Got his man on the right. Touchdown, Florida State. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And just like that, the game is completely changed, right? The defense comes away with a huge turnover, and the offense able to cash it in, capitalize by scoring a touchdown. So they've now got the lead. Not a lot of time left, but it feels like all the momentum is now on their side.
On the move from inside his 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. So now they take over. This momentum has been completely taken away from them, but still an opportunity to put together a late drive. Oh, and he just dropped it so close to his 2nd interception of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Man, an almost disaster again for this offense. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. The defense got their hands on another one. They are dialed in. They really got a good beat on this passing game.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Motion from the wide receiver. Mensah. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. And it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown Seminoles. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
And, man, this defense proving to be so opportunistic. They don't just turn people over. You've already seen them scoop up a fumble, take it back to the house, now an interception, and take it back to the house. They make big plays, and they put that thing in the end zone.
And the extra point is up and good, and they have an 11-point fourth-quarter lead.
Florida State, 42. Miami, 31.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Miami's offense comes out ready to go to work. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row. Now they've got to find a rhythm.
A CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. You've got to stop turning the football over.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Throwing, Mensah. Unloads to the wideout. And his throw is incomplete. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Gets the back moving. Darian Mensah from the gun on 3rd down. Finds space on the right. And that's where they'll mark him, but a chunk play, and they pick up a 1st down. And the Canes headed quickly to the line. Clock stops as we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. And the Canes will snap it on 1st and 10. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. He wants a big play here late. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
Now, I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the 4th quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. He wants to throw it again. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Darian Mensah from the gun on 3rd down. He's taking the deep shot. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
And I love the IQ by the defense on that play. Like, understand situational football. They're down by a couple scores. The clock is ticking. They need to make big plays. Nice job playing the deep ball and not giving up anything big.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. They got him for the sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
After being stopped there on 4th down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation and put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with the loss.
They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And they'll take a knee, the universal symbol for we have this thing in hand. Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. It rarely disappoints when the Seminoles and Hurricanes get together, and it is Florida State celebrating the flaming spear of victory by taking down the U. That's going to do it for us as the season marches on. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.